good morning and welcome to all science teachers, expert faculties and mentors from the Royal Society of Chemistry, Bangalore. Program Coordinator Ms. Bhakti Damdere from RSC and our NCL Laboratory Deputy Director Dr. C.S. Gopinath. At CSIR-NCL, we are very happy to announce the National Training Workshop for Science Teachers, which is starting from today. And for this, we are very thankful and grateful to the RSC and Ms. Bhakti to have collaborated with us and made it possible for us to have these workshops in so many batches. And I'm very also grateful and thankful to the participants who have enrolled and have showed interest in undergoing this training in very large numbers. So on the onset, I would like to thank the CSIR, which is a mission mode project and is a flagship program for connecting students with the scientists. Under this program, the Jigyasa noodles from each CSIR laboratory host multiple programs throughout the year. And especially it is to bring together the students with the scientists. The teachers training program and the workshop that we are conducting today is also part of this program organized by our NCLites under the CSIR Jigyasa program. Without taking much time, I would like to briefly introduce Dr. Gopinath, who is our Deputy Director. He is also a Professor of Chemical Sciences, Academy of Scientific and Innovative Research, ACSIR, New Delhi. And he has obtained his master's from Madurai Kamaraj University and obtained PhD from IIT Madras. Dr. Gopinath has several awards and fellowships to his credit. With this very brief introduction, I welcome our most humble mentor, leader, and an amazing influencer and a very warm person, Dr. Gopinath, to give the welcome remarks on this occasion. Dr. Gopinath, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Vapya, for those nice words, actually. I hope I'm clearly audible to all the participants. Good morning to all of you. First of all, I'm very glad to talk to all of you actually, and in fact, teaching is something we all know that it's a noble job of training the young minds. Actually, I often remember my teachers on various occasions, and whatever I am today was due to their training, motivation, encouragement, all those things actually. First of all, I sincerely and gladly welcome all of you to the National Training Workshop for Science Teachers, which is being organized on behalf of CSIR Jigyasa and RSC Bangalore under Yusuf Hamied Inspirational program. So, in fact, I believe many of you might have heard about Dr. Yusuf Hamied, who's a pioneer in making the drugs affordable to poor actually, which is something really noble actually. So in fact, he's the owner of the Cipla company also actually, which made a lot of drugs available at a very cheap price to many of the patients in India and in few other countries also. In fact, he's against the general idea of money making from pharma business actually. Indeed, he did not believe that in money making by selling drugs actually. From whatever money he made, also from the business actually, he has given to many noble purposes. One of them is to donate generously to RSC, Royal Society of Chemistry, to train the trainers. Okay, in fact, you're all here because of that donation what he has made a long time back. Actually, I think it's about 2014, if I'm correct. I believe you know in detail, and I'm sure Bhakti or someone from RSC may touch upon this particular aspect. Very briefly, this model involves, I mean, they have first master trainers. This is being done by RSC from UK. And then they in the first phase, they do the teacher developer actually. Jaya madam is here actually. So in few minutes, I can make out that, she's an excellent teacher actually. I'm sure you're going to have a wonderful day today. And I'm sure, wherever she's teaching actually, I can clearly grasp that actually in just few minutes. So the teachers who are participating, they become the phase 2 actually. I mean, they will be trained actually under this program. And in turn, you have to train your students actually to impart the knowledge what you gain, and convey the message so that you make the teaching. You make the teaching more interesting, more inspirational. So this is the purpose of this program actually. So this teacher training model adopted by RSC is really wonderful actually. In fact, I went through one of the RSC report actually, so I realized that it's an excellent program. I also remember opting mostly teacher applicants actually for summer research fellowship. The summer research fellowship is offered by Indian Academy of Sciences actually. I mean, three major academies are there actually, who recognizes the scientists and professors across India actually. So there is three Indian science academies are there actually. So they combinedly do the summer research training for MSc students as well as teachers actually. So I often opt for teacher students actually, because once I train one teacher actually, they can go and train many students actually. So that's how I always try to choose train teacher candidates actually. I fully believe in getting updated as often as possible, which is essential for research. Indeed, the same applies to teaching too. As the science progress is very fast actually, especially for the last 10-15 years actually, I believe that science and technology is growing very fast. See, 20 years back we didn't have mobile actually. I mean, or maybe a very low quality what we call Nokia mobile actually. So now actually, I mean, if you have that mobile, people will look you down actually. So now actually smart phones are actually that's very necessary actually. So, I mean, what I mean is actually the science to technology translation is happening at a very fast rate. So, curriculum also needs to be updated every few years, maybe 5 years, I would say, actually, at least, so that with latest findings being green hydrogen actually. So green hydrogen is going to come in a very big way actually in the next 5 to 10 years, I would say actually. In fact, our Prime Minister Honorable Modi actually announced that actually there is I mean, he has already announced the National Green Hydrogen Mission on the last Independence Day from the Red Fort. And this budget also actually, our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has announced substantial amount of green hydrogen I mean research and development and pilot projects actually. So it is going to come in a big way actually. What I want to say is actually, I mean, this kind of aspects actually, as and when it is happening actually, if it is taught to the students actually, I mean, they're going to become better informed, and they will also be motivated, all those things actually. So this will also bring down I mean, hydrogen is one of the important thing actually, because otherwise actually we are burning a lot of fossil fuels every day for many of our practical applications actually. So that is adding a lot of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. uh, so I mean, while using hydrogen actually, this is going to bring down the climate change to a I mean, it will reduce the pollution. That's what I meant to say actually. So I mean, these are the modern aspects actually, if you can grasp and teach, and it should be included in the curriculum also actually. So then it's going to help the future generations basically. So this is briefly to tell about what I want to say actually. I know Bhakti very well, and she has been associated with RSC for quite long, and often we meet in conferences. Unfortunately, for the last 2 years, actually because of COVID, actually we could not meet. But I'm glad that we are meeting again. In fact, sometime back we met in NCL. She's a very qualified person, and she's a terrific teacher. In fact, and today actually being I mean, this program will be taken care by Jaya Madam actually. So she's also going to be very nice teacher. That's what I could make out actually. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy, all the participants are going to enjoy the entire program actually. I wish you all the best for the entire training program, and I hope that you will make the most out of most use of it in your day-to-day teaching at your schools. Ultimate aim of engaging your student is in your hands. Okay, and I strongly believe this program will help achieve that. When you also produce good students, I mean, when good students come out of school actually, they can contribute to the high quality research and technology development actually, without which India cannot become a developed country actually. So your role starts there actually. I mean, training, giving the best training to the students actually, informing the best I mean, the latest what is available to the students in the best possible way actually. So that is the way I'm sure you can motivate your students actually. This is the place where that teacher's role comes, and it's really, really important actually. So in fact, I remember many of my teachers actually who used to tell what happened, I mean, in 70s, when I was doing my SSLC +2 and then followed by college and MSc. In fact, MSc I also finished in 86 actually. So looks like we are in the same batch actually. So I mean, all those teachers actually, they gave us that flavor of what is going on actually, and I could pick up many things actually. In fact, I'm also glad to say that I'm working in the area of solar water splitting, though how to utilize the sunlight to split water to produce hydrogen actually. So this is one of my area of my research actually. So I hopefully I'll able to make a dent actually. But anyway, so I don't want to go into that actually. But then your role as a teacher is paramount importance actually, and so get the most out of this program and translate that into your students and train them the best possible way actually. So with that, let me stop here, and I welcome all of you, and take the most out of this program actually. So thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Yeah, thank you. Back to you, Apia.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Gopinath. You have really highlighted, the importance of teachers getting trained through RSC is really a very different and a unique experience. And I'm very happy that, we are having very good teachers from RSC, and Jaya is really very, very talented and very good. And thank you so much for even highlighting all the research areas and how, this education and this teaching is so important, and it makes such a huge difference to have very good mentors at the beginning, and for the small young kids that we are looking at today. So today's teaching program is focusing on 7th standard to 12th standard students, and these are all science teachers from teaching these class of students. So thank you very much, Dr. Gopinath, for taking a valuable time and joining us, and being with us today in the morning. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Gopinath.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. So now we will, I will just let you know a little bit about our, CSIR Jigyasa program, which is happening in each and every laboratory, CSIR laboratories. Teachers, you must be aware that we are a 36 laboratory, institutions under the CSIR, and each laboratory luckily is, falling in very, in each and every state of India. So we are connected, throughout the nation with each other. And this program is happening in each and every laboratory. The main objective of this CSIR Jigyasa program is to bring continuous awareness and insights to strengthen the scientific temper amongst the students, and they connect them with the scientists, as I told you. Not only that, this program is also for you teachers. So we have always having students accompanying with teachers, and the teachers are also attending our training programs, and they are also looking at the research, how the research is happening in the laboratories, and what is the connect of that in your education, and what are the the what you can say, the topics that you are covering in your syllabus while you're teaching the students. So that helps to build the students concept building, you can say, and practical building. And they also know that how the science is going to help them in the future when they look at our scientists developing in institutional, what you can say, models, or institutional, what you can say, industry technologies for the society, and how they are connecting with the society with their research knowledge and with their science knowledge. And sometimes it is always very important that they also have to go back to their school science knowledge also and apply that. So this is what we get the students and the teachers exposed to. So I would say that if you have not gone through the Jigyasa program, or if you have not gone to any of the CSIR laboratories, I think that you should start making an attempt to do that. I would also request all of you that since it is a pandemic, at least in Maharashtra, we and in NCL, we are still not open for school students visits. We are doing these programs online, and all the CSIR labs which are affected by the pandemic, and they are all having a lot of programs for the students online. I would just like to take very little time of yours, and I would like to show you that how like we are having a competition which is also like a national competition which is happening. as of now, with our with the students, and this announcement for submission has not yet begun. So I just want to just very briefly take you to that, what you can say. I just want to take you to the website. Can you see my screen? Can you see this CSIR Jigyasa screen,
Not yet.
teachers?
Not yet, Bhavya.
Okay. It is still not sharing or what? I think, Tosi, if you have stopped sharing, no? Okay. Can you see now?
Yeah, it's coming.
Coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We can see.
Yes. Yeah. So now this is what is the competition that we are having for students. This was going on for the past 2-3 weeks. We, all the scientists have, collectively come together, and we have made certain, what you can say, themes for the students. As you can see, these are the themes: energy, health, artificial intelligence, climate change, water conservation, disaster mitigation. These are the themes that we have, specially called experts in their own areas, and they have spoken to the students. And we also had quiz after each of these programs. We have also made a lot of creatives for students. So the center one, which is the themes, was part of our bootcamp one, and this is videos, app development, animation, infographics, science fiction, comics, was part of our bootcamp two. And there was a registration link. You can still register, it is still open. And we have got all these, connected with our, what you can say, YouTube channel. So if the students have not attended, or if you were not knowing about it, and you can still go to back to your schools or through your WhatsApp groups, you can still inform the students. These are all the recordings of our, boot camps on various topics. And we not only have this recorded, we also have recorded the boot camp too, that is the creatives. So you can find on this page, see, this is the science fiction. So we are having, see, this is the app development. So we have got animation, and all these things are also recorded with us. So you can, feel comfortable and free to tell them to see that. Soon we are going to have submissions of these, and that also will be placed here on this Jigyasa website. So you can please note down this, you can note down this webpage, and you can always go back and tell your students that how they will be benefited from that. I wouldn't want to take much time, so I will stop here, because of course our agenda is to have the training workshop for you. But I wanted to, take this opportunity and let you know about this Jigyasa activities that we are doing. So continuously we have got a lot of activities happening here. So I think that's for you. And I would like to now go ahead with the program, and I would like to introduce what you can say, Bhakti, for this platform. And as you all know, she's the one who's leading this RSC from the Indian, what you can say, from India, the whole of India. There is a, she is leading these educational activities. She herself is a master's in chemistry from University of Pune, and she's an experienced professional and science outreach and science communication, and she has got more than 12 years experience. She has also worked in the past with the Science Express train with the Venture Center at NCL. So I know her since a very long time. And she has also worked for TIFR for science related activities. And currently she is a program coordinator with the Royal Society of Chemistry for the last 7 years. And she is the only lead, from, she's leading the RSC educational activities in India. So I think with this, I can, hand over the platform to Bhakti. Bhakti, please, it's all yours, and can take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavya. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Jaya, also for joining, and thank you, Dr. Gopinath, for your words. First of all, I would like to thank NCL and Wafia and her team for this initiative. We have been associated with NCL since long, before the RSC office came to India. So I don't know whether teachers know about it, but we have a local section, and NCL is always a collaborative National Chemical Laboratory in all our RSC's activities or the programs or the conferences. And of course, the education is also one of that. We have already conducted the offline teacher training So because of the pandemic, we started online teacher training program. And Dr. Gopinath and Wafia was the lead coordinator during that time. So that was for KV science teachers. Your KV science teachers have already attended the offline teacher training program. Yeah, so I am here just to give you brief about the Yusuf Inspirational Science program. So Dr. Gopinath, as already said, Dr. Yusuf is very generous and kind. He has generously donated us money for educational activities in India, specifically in India. So under this program, we conduct two activities or two different programs. One is teacher training program for science. I think I'll stop my video. The internet is unstable. You all can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, so the teacher training program we started in 2014 for high school science teachers. We have a group of teacher developers whom we have recruited in India, and they are trained by our master trainers from UK. And these teacher developers, like Jaya is there today, and they go across India to train the teachers. So this was the model pre-COVID, but now we are doing this teacher training program online. And under this teacher training program, we have trained more than 30,000 teachers. I just want to tell the teachers that you have attended many teacher training programs. You are very good in your teaching. You are the excellent teachers. And I'm not here to tell you that RSC teacher training is very different, or after attending this training, you will become excellent teachers and all that. But it's just that it is different than the other teacher training because it's not a lecture kind of a setup. Jaya will also tell you this. But make most benefit of this teacher training program because we are expecting you to give your 3 sessions or the 3 days that we have. So it's not a lecture setup. We are going to ask you to do a lot of activities, lot of group session, group work, and also we want you to implement whatever is taught in the teacher training program in your classes. So what happens when you teach or when you implement these activities in your classroom? So this feedback is very important for us because I mean we have already received this from our teachers, the other teachers who have undergone the training. But since it's online teacher training, and you all are also teaching online, offline, or hybrid, so please teach whatever is taught in the teacher training program. Implement this in your classes and give us a feedback. Also, I want to tell you that after these sessions, we are not gone or we don't disappear. We will be there throughout with you if you need further help, if you still need any guidance. And RSC website, Jaya will tell you all the resources, all the material that is required or that is available on the RSC website. So it's not about just the chemistry teacher training program. Initially, for first 5 years, it was focusing more on the chemistry. But right now, for the second phase of the Yusuf program, what we are giving training for science teachers and mainly focusing on the chemistry, biology, and physics. So make most benefit from this teacher training program. And the second program that we have, second part of the activity that we have in the Yusuf Inspirational Science program is chemistry camps for school students. So we conduct residential chemistry camps for school students, for 900 school students in India's premier universities. But because of the pandemic, it is all suspended. We have conducted chemistry camps for school students in India's premier universities like IITs, NCL, central universities, ISIRs, at many places. And I hope those chemistry camps also will resume maybe from this academic year if everything is good. Yes, thank you once again, Dr. Gopinath and Wafia and her team, and mostly Jaya for taking time and giving your guidance to the teachers.
Thank you so much, Bhakti. I think we will leave it to Jaya now. Her role starts from here. So, Jaya, it's all over to you, and we are there. Just let us know if you need us, and if you are comfortable, you can. If you want, you can stop the recording, or if you want, you can continue. It is all up to you. So, that is fine with us. So
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhaktiya, and thank you, Bhakti, and thank you very much, Dr. Gopinath, for this opportunity to interact with the teachers. So I will start the session without any more delay, and my introduction will come during the session itself. Okay, so let me start with sharing my screen.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you. Okay, I hope the screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah. Okay. So I think there's already been quite a bit of introduction to the Yusuf Hamied Inspirational Science Program, and I was also introducing myself to Dr. Gopinath. So I did my master's in chemistry from IIT Mumbai. That was quite a few years back, and then did some research, but then I discovered the joy of teaching students in high school, and so I switched to that. And I taught for many years. I've been teaching basically middle school, high school, maths, science, and chemistry, of course, in +2. After that, about 10, 12 years back, I moved to Bangalore, and this is the tech city. So there were a lot of educational startups, and one of them, which also had a background from IIT Bombay, approached me. So I started helping them with developing their content. But from 2014, I joined RSC's Yusuf Hamied Inspirational Chemistry Program, as it was then, and started with this program of training science teachers, chemistry teachers initially, and now all science teachers all over the country. So it's been a wonderful experience interacting with teachers from various backgrounds, and I think I've also learned a lot from this. And yes, as you know, I will just continue with Royal Society of Chemistry, as you may know, is a very old organization based basically in the UK, in London, but has branches in many parts of the world, including in Bangalore. So we have, that is the Indian office is based in Bangalore. And besides this education, which the Yusuf Hamied Inspirational Science Program is part of, they also are involved in coordinating with all kinds of chemical activities, that is industry, the research, as well as schools and universities, and a lot of publishing. So a lot of articles, magazines are, journals are published by the RSC. So I will just take you briefly through the RSC website, where you can see what all is going on. So we have already talked about the inspirational science programs. I'm not going to spend much time on this. So as Bhakti mentioned, one aspect is to train or rather give science teachers more skills and ideas on how they can deliver more interesting lessons. And the other is to get students to get inspired to study chemistry or science. And this happens through two things. One is through the teachers, because we are inspiring you to make science more interesting. And the other is through the residential program for class 9 students, which Bhakti mentioned. So let's just go on to the RSC website. So I'll just take you there. Yeah. So this is the RSC website, rsc.org. You can look at that. And I would say that maybe briefly, I will just stop my video. So here, if you go to the website, there is teaching and learning. This is the most useful thing for us as teachers. Journals, books, you can go through the different journals that are being published, but I will just take you through the teaching and resources. So the education website here, you can go on to that. So if you notice here, you can register or sign in. Okay, so registering is through your email, just a email ID, which is a valid email ID and a password. After that, if all your resources that are available on the education website are free to use by teachers. So you can download and use any of these resources, but you have to register first. And once you register, you just sign in. So in this, there are, of course, resources here, as I said. So depending on the level you're teaching, whether it is secondary, higher education, and also your different topics. So you can put a search here and actually get any resources that you want, depending on your topic as well. So you can search the site for any particular topic that you are teaching, and also based on the age that you are teaching, you can also search for resources based on the type of resource you want. Do you want a video, or you want worksheets? What type of resources you are looking for? There is also the Education in Chemistry, which is the online magazine for science and chemistry teachers. So this is very useful. I would suggest that all of you should subscribe to it. It is again free to use because it's an online. You can, the print issue of course would be on payment, but you can read it online. So it gives you articles on how to teach certain topics, ideas, worksheets, videos, and also you can get to know what are the latest advancements happening in chemistry, which is very important actually as a teacher. As Dr. Gopinath said, it is always important for you to keep yourself abreast with the current knowledge, both in terms of what's happening in your subject, and also what's happening in education, in the science of teaching, because this is something that is in fact become much easier now with the internet. So you should be abreast with all the developments that are happening around you. The other good thing about the RSC website is the interactive periodic table. So let's just close this. Here is the interactive periodic table. So here you can click on any element. You will get all the information about the element, which group, period, block, where it is found in nature, what are its uses, properties, etc. So this is one thing. You can also get to know the history of the periodic table, when each element was developed and at what year. So you can enter any year here, say 1892 or whatever year you want to enter, and you'll see what are the elements that were discovered in that up to that time. And a lot of important scientists and how their discovery. There are also videos for each of the elements. So these are some things that you can ask your students to watch as you are teaching that topic, or if you're teaching a particular group, you can ask them to just watch the videos and come back. So you can have an interaction with them later. So this periodic table is also available as an app for smartphones. So they can be downloaded from Google Play Store, or whichever, if you're using Android, and it's free to use, and it has almost all the features that the periodic table on the website has. So it's a good thing for the students also to use. Okay, so I'm going to start now with the first of our techniques, which is called the Show Me board. So as Bhakti mentioned, and I also mentioned in the email which I sent to all of you with the resources, this is going to be an interactive workshop. So I'm not going to do all the talking here. I will talk, but I want your ideas, and I want you to try out every single idea that we are talking about. So we are going to talk about different activities that we are going to do in the classroom. So I want to say that most of these, or rather all the activities, have been developed by teachers. They have been tried out in classrooms, and even we as teacher developers from 2014, we have been doing these workshops in India, and many schools have implemented and got back to us on how effective they are. So the first thing to do is that every activity that I introduce, I will be introducing to you. You will be trying it out. And after we try out this activity, I want your reactions on what you think it could be, where it could be implemented, and what you feel as a teacher, and how would you feel as a student. So first of all, you're going to try out the activity as a student. So you will think of yourself as a student and see how you would like it if this was how the teacher did an activity in the class or did try to introduce a topic in the class. And then you think back as a teacher whether it is possible to do it, what are the things you would require, where you could implement it. Some of the activities could be implemented in almost every topic. Some of them may be specific to certain topics, so you can note that down. And we will have this discussion as we go along. So the Show Me board is basically a board. So we are going to use either, just a minute, I think my power just went and came back. I hope you can all still hear me. So the Show Me board is basically a white board, which we are going to use a laminated white sheet. If that is not available, you can just use one of these transparent file covers in which you can put an A4 sheet. So the advantage of this laminated